cinnamon toast that? Better question, who the HE double are you? You know what? You're right. They're not ready for that.
Ryan? Who are you talking to?
Don't worry about it. So, like I was saying, super exciting video. As you can see in the distance there, that is the new hood for this car, and frankly, I can't wait to get it on the car. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. We have some of the chips on the hood starting to occur from the oxidation. It's a very common problem on the 11 to 14 cars. I'm super excited. I'm going to show you guys what all is going on with the new hood. A couple little modifications that's going to be done before we get it to paint, which I will get into detail on where we're getting it painted and things like that later. So I just wanted to show you guys what I'm talking about. So here's one thing that's been on the hood since like day one. Then you can kind of see some of the bubbling here, as well as right here. There's a bunch of it, and it kind of continues here across. I don't think there's any more on this side, but there's a couple little rock chips and things along the way as well. So let me open it up and show you the underside. And underneath, there's even more, so there's a lot more bubbling that's starting to occur. And here is your evidence of what happens after the bubbling has kind of, you know, been bad, and then you hit the paint just right and it chips off. So it's only gonna get worse. There's a bunch here, some more there. So it's all over the place, which is partly why we need a new hood. So I got the hood propped up with the factory prop over there. So first things first, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, these little clips come out, and then the hood struts should like pop off. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. So now. Hood started to drop on me a little bit there. So now that that's loose, push that, comes right out. I'm gonna put this one bolt back in place so I get the other strut off. But these are gonna come off too to get the hood off. So I'm just loosening the 4 bolts to the hood. As you can see, it's already kind of flopped around a little bit. These 2 bolts are off. Melissa will be back down in just a minute so that when I finish pulling those bolts off, we can just pull it off the car. Alright, so I'm holding this. You can do it. Make sure you're holding it too. Good? Yeah. Okay, now bring this side slowly down while lifting this side slowly up. Okay. Now we are ready to drive the car forward. Alright, now let's do what we did before. I don't know, guys. I think we got a new look. I'm digging the no hood. What do you think? Comment down below.
Say hi!
Hi! So with the hood off and all the brackets and stuff off the new one, the bolts are ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and put this into place, and then I'm gonna tighten down those 4 bolts, and then it should be all it really takes to get the new hood on. As it sits, and then we can kind of just like set it down. Wow, that lines are actually fucking close as shit. It just needs a slight shift that way.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's like mint. Holy fuck.
It still looks really good.
Thank you. So very preliminary looks here. There's still a lot left to do. But already, I mean, that looks pretty dang good. So there's your before. It's gonna look sick, dude. All right, next thing on the to-do list, I'm gonna pull this front. It's the thing that goes to the hood latch. Striker bar, is that what it's called? But yeah, this has to come off of the new hood because it gets reused. In addition to that, I gotta pull the weather stripping from the back of the hood. I will say, just from picking the 2 hoods up, there was a fair bit more weight to the new one. While it adds functionality, it also adds weight. God, that was hard. Alright, so we can see it latches on the first spot, but it's not latching all the way. I'm assuming it's probably just because it needs to shift left a little bit. I was starting to look at the quick latches that I'm going to be using for hood pins, so they're going to be like here, and to get where I want them to be, I actually have to pull the front bumper so I can get the headlights out, so I can get access from underneath the radiator support, so that I can properly install those hood pins in place. So with that, I'll be picking this back up tomorrow. Catch up with you then. Alright guys, so welcome back. I've got the bumper pulled off for the most part, just to kind of give me some room. Pulled the headlight out, and I'm getting ready to drill the holes from underneath the radiator support so that I can finish installing hood pins, because I've decided where I'm going to put them. I'm just going to point with my drill here. So where I've decided to put them is right here. These are big holes. Normally the little rubber bump stop thingies go there, but these ones are still on the car, so I don't feel too bad about taking two of them out. Plus it's like a perfect spot in regards to like the hood and how the pins will be sitting. So definitely thinking that's going to be a good spot. So I just got to drill the holes and then I'll be able to install the hood pins. So I picked up Quicklatches. I think these are the QL like 38, yeah, 38 low profile. I got them in black. They basically just come with the locking piece, then a little lock ring collar for resting on the hood where it's going to be held in place. And then this is the actual pin itself. It's got 2 nuts and 2 washers, and then it just kind of, once you close the hood, bam. So that's locked in place, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be slightly cocked, which is great because it's never going to be perfectly straight on a modern hood. And then you just push the button. That's it. That's what releases it. So this is the part that we're installing now, and once we've got this on the car, we'll be able to line up and determine where to cut the holes for the actual latch portion, and then I'll be cutting holes in the brand new hood that, yeah. So 1/8 inch pilot hole, I start drill down, and then from underneath I have my starter bit, or starter hole, and then I just go until this is lined up on the bottom, so that I can get the washer and nut up through so that they are flush to the underside of this. And then once that's in, it's nice and sturdy. So, I don't know if this is going to be too long, and right now it's not hitting the headlight, but once I'm able to drop the hood and cut the holes for the actual like catch things, that's when I'll know like how long the pins need to be, and then from there I'll be able to determine like, okay, do I need to actually cut these, you know, grind them down 1/8 of an inch or whatever to make it clear. This in place. Hit pin is installed. Alright, so both sides of hood pins are now installed. The next step is to mark the hood. So I've already got masking tape on the hood. And so once I lower the hood and kind of gently lay it down on the hood pins, it should mark the masking tape for me. It should be pretty close to even. So yeah, it's definitely hitting the hood pins right now because didn't hit the first latch. So now that I've closed the hood, there's little bumps from where the hood pins met the masking tape. Yeah, and then I'm just going to use a hole punch. I don't know, the thing where you dent it. So it tells me to use a 7/16 drill bit before going in with the 2.5 inch hole saw and 1 1/4 inch hole saw. But that seems a bit excessive, so I'm just going to be using a 1/4 inch drill bit because that's the same size as the drill bit that's in the hole saws. So the hole saws have like a little pilot drill right there, and that's a 1/4 inch, give or take, on the drill bit. So rather than going crazy with the hole, I figured I would keep it smaller because that would help keep this more centered when, you know, drilling back through the hood. So it tells you to angle the drill so that it's like, I guess, parallel with the hood, but it says the top of the hood. I don't know, the instructions read kind of weird, but all I know is that this is flat, which is going to be, you know, flush. So I'm just going to be drilling straight into the flat surface. I'm not looking forward to this. Nervous is an understatement. Oh god, okay, here we go. No turning back now. The only people that can find enjoyment in that are probably psychopaths. Just saying. Alright, so this is actually a 2 1/8 inch hole saw, and I'm nervous as fuck. We're just gonna send it. Always heard working with fiberglass is nasty stuff. Now I'm seeing it. God, I'm so nervous. Every time. Just go for it. Alright guys, so welcome back. It's probably a few days. I took some time to get everything worked out, so it was a little bit frustrating because when I drilled the holes, in theory you think like, okay, drill straight up, right? So in the directions though, it tells you to, once you've got your point, it says to drill towards the angle of the hood, right? So I drilled straight up, and if you think about it, that's how it should attach, right? Just think of like the letter T, right? And but the problem is the hood's angled, so it turns it, right? So the bottom is like the outside of a circle. So as it turned it, it essentially shifted the connection point further back. So I actually had to take the time and widen these holes up a little bit so that I could kind of push the pin forward. And that took some time because I didn't want to widen the hole too much and then have like an exposed hole underneath the hat. Took some time, eventually got it figured out, and I just did that yesterday. But I'm going to go ahead and show you it's all working. So you pop the latch. These aren't exactly easy, but they do work. So that's that one. Latch a little. And that one. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Hood is now good to go. So next thing I got to do is then cut my hood vents. And then attaching these is actually not too bad. You just push down the middle and then give like a little bang. Just because that little bit of shock, since it doesn't line up perfectly, needs a little shock to kind of then finish attaching. So what I've done, I'll show you guys this in just a second. I've got a template basically that I mocked up with cardboard from boxes, and so I worked it with the edges of the hood so it follows all the curves and everything. And then the bracket for the bottom side works right into the template, and then from there I marked out the inner circle with a Sharpie and drilled the 2 bottom holes all the way through so I could kind of like look and see where it was on the bottom side. And then from there, I'm about to start drilling some bigger holes so that I can work into utilizing the hacksaw and going through and cutting out the whole big section. Okay, well, that's fucking sketch. I wouldn't use this blade normally, but I broke my smoother blade with the yard around, so. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update to where I got to here, so you can kind of see how I have the vents lined up. I drilled all the little holes for the hardware so far, and I did open up the main holes. This one still needs a little bit more cleaning up before the top section of the hood vent will drop in properly. And then same thing with this side, all done, holes are drilled, main section kind of opened up. You can kind of see I put these in as I went to hold it in place as I was drilling the holes, kind of hold it in so that when I did all the other holes that they were exact. But I do got to do a little bit more like cleaning up on the underside. So what I'm going to do is actually take this bracket, hold it up underneath where all of the holes are for the hardware, so that way I have an outline for that underneath, and then cut out the entire outside perimeter of this.
So take a good look. Oh, you see my smile. Yeah, baby, take a good look. Oh, you see my smile. Look a little bit closer. Ooh, yeah, you see my smile.
So I had to interrupt the time lapse there because my Dremel blade kind of said like you and then dipped out. But after that, I was able to kind of figure out how to read it. This was the last one I had, but just finished. And then bam. So now the underside is much more exposed as needed. The guy that I bought them from, and he contacted Quicklatch themselves, so they're sending me out a replacement so that I can have one that fronts all the way up.
Oh yeah.
Looks good, right? My latch things are like even.
Yeah.
It should be. Yeah, that's pretty money. I like the way it sits right next to the curve. Gang gang.
Looks good.
I think I'm going to cut this video here and catch up with you guys when we get to paint, but that's going to do it for the hood install. Like I said, the Trackspec hood vents, these are super nice quality, so if anyone's interested in some custom hood vents that they want to do on their hoods or something, definitely a big thumbs up on their end. Quick latches are awesome. I just wish I had anticipated a little bit of you know, like I had mentioned previously, adjustment that I needed to make in my drilling of the holes. But otherwise, I'm pumped. This looks like sick. I think it's going to be even better once it's all painted. So yeah, guys, definitely hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you like the Trackspec vents, the look I'm going with so far, whether or not you think it's going to turn out good. And if you're not subscribed already, you obviously should, because you can tell this build's getting pretty sick. So yeah, I think that's it. Peace out. We'll catch you in the next one.